If you're wondering what's happening in the Phoenix metro real estate market, this video is for you. Plenty of twists and turns, a little bit of humor along the way, information you don't want to miss. So stick around to the end. I promise it's worth it. Let's dive right into it. New listings, February, we had 6122, March 6128. However, last year, March 2023, there was just over 8,000 new listings on the market. So we're definitely seeing a decrease, and that decrease is holding relatively steady. I'll explain why a little bit down the road, so don't you go anywhere. Now we'll talk about active listings. My guess is there's not going to be that much of a fluctuation between active listings and new listings. The difference being new listings are being freshly added to the market, whereas active listings are property already on the market. But the picture with more facts will become clearer, and that's ultimately the goal of this video, is to give buyers and or sellers the best information so they can make their best moves. Active listings in February, we saw 19,890. March, there was 20,523. Nothing to write home about there. However, last year, March 2023, there was 17,361 active listings. Active listings differ from new listings, being that active listings are the properties currently on the market, whereas new listings are being added to the market. However, their numbers sort of follow each other because buyers and sellers track these numbers to see if in fact it's a good time. They try to gauge the market, predict it, and we do the same thing for them, just at a professional level. When inventory starts adjusting, prices adjust, and it kind of puts the picture of the market specifically for buyers and or sellers in focus. And that's really the whole purpose of this video, or these videos, is to give you an idea what we think is going to happen in the market. I think right now hinges on interest rates, and we'll see that down the road. Let me know what you think in the comments as far as inventory adjusting, pricing adjusting. I know a lot is riding on what may or may not happen politically down the road, but ultimately it doesn't take that much of a shift in interest rates to alter the amount of properties being put on the market, and how sellers would adjust their prices, and how buyers would have more buying power. This next statistic has always fascinated me. Call me boring, just call me. I'm okay with that. Closed listings in February, 5,756, whereas closed listings in March were 6,618, which is about 862 more closings in March than February. If we look back to March 2023, there was 6,917. So really 300 more closings last year than this year. So again, nothing to be alarmed about, and not to sound like a broken record, but the picture should become clearer that the market is steadying out, fluctuating, not that, for lack of a better word, crazily. Is that a word? I don't know, but I think you know what I mean. Average sales price, the crowd favorite. I usually hold it more towards the end, but I'm in a giving mood. Please do a little giving in return. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, leave me a comment. Helps our channel. Thank you very much. Average sales price is the crowd favorite, in my humble professional opinion, because both buyers and sellers beacon in on prices. Buyers want to know what a home of their dreams is going to cost them, and sellers want to know what they could potentially put in their pocket, maximize profits based on where the market is. So they both pay very detailed attention to the average sales price. So let's dive into those numbers and take it from there. Without further ado, and I don't know if people still say that. I honestly don't even know what it means. I just know that I want to give you these numbers because you've been patiently waiting, and thank you for that. Average sales price in February, just under 580,000. In March, just under 583,000. So a slight uptick, which is good. Last year, this time, we were at 500, call it 43,000, just under. So we can see that prices, much like the song, which I don't know who sang it, up, up and away. Prices continue to increase, and over the last couple months, it hasn't been anything crazy from year to year. A nice gain, That's why owning property is a good thing. Sellers are probably happy that the numbers are continuing to increase, and buyers probably aren't all that disappointed that they're increasing but not skyrocketing. Of course, we all wish that interest rates would trickle down so then buyers have more purchase power and sellers would then be able to move forward with listing their properties or getting their properties under contract. That's one thing I firmly believe right now is holding both buyers and sellers back or keeping them on the fence from listing their property, again, sellers, or for buyers to purchase a home of their dreams, just for the main reason that the interest rates are causing a lot of stress, and I hope that goes down. Nobody likes stress. The sold to list ratio in the common tongue just means that if we list a property for X and we sell it for Y, what is the difference? If the sold to list ratio was 100%, that would mean that the seller obtained 100% of what they asked for. Traditionally, it's usually just under, but in many markets, especially a hot market, again, pardon the pun, here in the Phoenix metro area, most of your listing to sold ratios will be close to that 100. So this one's pretty easy for me to explain. In February, it was just over 97%. Last month, March, 97%. And last month, just over 97% again. So across the board, over a span of 12 months, the sold to list ratio has been about 97%. So you can do the math that what a seller lists for, they're going to get close to that number. Again, strong negotiations for buyers will always help the cause, and some of the changes coming down the pipe. Stay tuned for those videos. July, maybe August 2024, a lot of different rules and regulations for buyers and or sellers and their agents respectively. We'll see what happens. But as far as sold to list ratio, there you go. I hope you enjoy it. Seriously, thank you for sticking around. I know if you're in the real estate market, especially in the Valley of the Sun, this information is very helpful and it will save you time and money. That I promise you, especially if you work with the Mr. Rogers Homes team. There's a plug. Matter of fact, we have a plug for our new app, which should be somewhere coming soon, so definitely check that out. But back to the subject at hand, the statistics for the Phoenix metro area. Let's dive into monthly supply of inventory. February, we were at 2.9 months, and in March we are at 2.6 months. Last year, March, we were at 2 months on the money. I always say that a healthy inventory is somewhere between 2 months and 4 months. 3 months mean average. So we're right about where we need to be. You know, I'm always asked what happens when inventory goes up and down, but it's again, supply and demand. And that's really the best way you can, put it in perspective. If there's no houses on the market, kind of like that last front row concert ticket, you can almost see what's going to happen if you have to have the front row. But when inventory starts increasing and there's, sticking with the story, more seats available for the concert, many times the promoters, in this case sellers of the property, have to adjust their ticket price to match the competition or what's around them. So a healthy inventory, again, between 2 and 4 months stabilizes everything, and all of the numbers we're seeing are showing us exactly that. The market is healthy. It is on the upward trend, but houses aren't flying off the shelf. Prices aren't going through the roof. They're holding steady, and ultimately that's what you want them to be. Without droning on, but just a point, matter of fact, from the heart, and that's the best way I can explain how I can help a client, both buyers or sellers. When you are a buyer, of course you want to have the lowest price possible with the most amount of repairs and a move-in time that helps your cause. And of course, sellers are quite the opposite. They would like the highest dollar amount, the least amount of repairs, and to move out on their schedule. However, in your life, and I wish you a long and happy, healthy one, you will be a buyer and seller, and perhaps seller and buyer. So the hat, as they say, will change depending on where you are. So in my, again, opinion, in the real estate market, being a professional, be happy, take your time. Nobody's rushing you to purchase a property, but find one that will be a home after you convert it from a house. And sellers' profits are important. I truly understand that, but you definitely will be perhaps upsizing or downsizing, and your quality of life is just as important. So without me droning on and pulling from the heartstrings, I just want to let everybody know that, buyers and sellers, ultimately have the same goal, and it's real estate. So we definitely want to make sure that you have those 2 points of fact in order, in check. And if you have any questions about either, please just give me a call. I'd be more than happy to answer those questions. Listing success rate, let me explain that. How successful is the current market, or the market we're talking about in general, when it comes to getting a house for sale across the finish line to being a home that has been sold? Here comes those numbers. The listing success rate in February was 78.7. March, it was 77.3, so not that much of a fluctuation. And a year ago, March 2023, it was 80.2. So if my math is correct, just under 3% decrease over a year's time frame, which really isn't that much of a fluctuation again. And what it does tell us that over the last 12 plus or minus months, the chances of your property or a seller's property being sold was around 77 to 80%. Not bad. Not bad at all. Last but certainly not least, I feel there should be a drum roll here, but since I can't play the drums, that's not going to happen, at least from this side of the camera. Days on market. February, we were at 69 days. And in March, we were 67 days. Last year, March, we were at 76 days. So a difference of 9 days over the course of 365 days. Unless there was a leap year, and that could be, 366 days. Don't hold me to that. Leap years always confuse me. I hope you enjoyed this video and come back for more videos. We have a lot of exciting stuff on our channel, so check it out. And as always, if I haven't already begged you to, and you're still here, click that like button, subscribe, leave me a comment, whatever makes you happy. That's all I wish for. Well, that's that. I truly hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you watch this one. I'll see you over there. Until next time, please take care. God bless America. I'll talk at you soon.